In today's lesson, we are going to talk about publishing data. Publishing data from Stuino. There's publish and subscribe. So publishing data from Stuino, we are going to publish it to a cloud service called adafruit.io. Okay. And then from IO, we are going to publish, we are going to get the data to Tankable. Okay. So some things to check before we attempt this is that you have to have your library installed. Okay, Stuino library. So Stuino companion master, in the early part when we were doing the Stuino setup, we installed this Stuino companion master. If you did not, then please refer to previous lessons on Stuino setup to install this Stuino companion master. Okay, next, look at the camera. Okay, the next thing that we want to make sure is that your deep switch, okay, the deep switch is this 1 2 3 4. Make sure it's light up like this. Okay, make sure it's on. Okay, and your Wi-Fi chip, okay, this Wi-Fi chip here is plugged in. Make sure you plug it in properly in this manner. Okay, and what we are going to do today is that we are going to do up the temperature sensor. Make sure you plug in the ground and the power. Make sure you plug it in properly. Later we will be doing that. Okay, now, so first we want to talk about the setup. Okay, so we are going to go to the Tinkercad. Okay, just take out a Arduino Uno. Okay, and take out a TMP36. Okay, to check that you are doing it properly. I'm just going to rotate this. Okay, and all right. So to make sure that you are plugging it correctly, make sure you check here power, V out, and ground. Okay, so we have done this before. You should be able to plug it in, plug the power cable and the ground cable correctly. Okay, so we have this. Now we are going to start to do the coding. You don't need to actually do a connection. Okay, so we'll just go to code. Okay, and I would like to use the blocks plus text. Okay, I'm going to delete away all these. Okay, so next we are going to say that we are going to get the input. We are going to get read temperature sensor pin A0 in unit degree Celsius. Okay, so we will be able to get this. Next is we are going to create, maybe we should create a variable for it. So I'm going to call this I'm just going to call it TMP. Okay, TMP variable TMP. So at the start, set TMP to read temperature. Okay, done. So this will be our base code for later when we are going to do it on the board. Okay, next we are going to go into Arduino. Okay, I need you to open up libraries. I need you to go and open up Stuino Companion Master MQTT publish. Pub and sub is to subscribe. Publish is to publish data. So I'm sending data to the cloud. So publish, and from here we will need to start to do some changes to the code. Okay, we are going to save this first. So it's read only, so we need to save this to let us save this to desktop. I'm just going to leave the name as this, or you can change it to something else. Okay, something meaningful. Okay, so I'm just going to leave this as that, save. Okay, it's going to save this first. And okay, now we are going to talk about SSID and password. Okay, so you need to make sure that your SSID and password, I'm going to just go into my um, personal hotspot. Okay, so I'm going to say my password will be video record. Okay, so password video record. Don't give a too complicated password. And for the name, okay, omit. So in iPhone, the SSID will be this name. Don't use apostrophe or that. So you should really go and check, because by default the name is with the apostrophe s. So I will keep it as this. Okay, so this will be a SSID. Okay, this is where the we use to connect. So if you go back to the personal hotspot, you must use this personal hotspot. You can't use the school Wi-Fi. Okay, school Wi-Fi too complicated, too complex, we can't use it. So in here it does say that you need to connect to Jonathan iPhone. That is mine. For you, you use yours. And I'm going to just type in the SSID as Jonathan dash iPhone. Okay, Wi-Fi password. Okay, Wi-Fi password is the password that I have put in. So I'm going to just put in my Wi-Fi password. Okay, so you should put in your own SSID and password, use it. So I'm going to just allow others to join first, so that later I will, all other devices will be able to connect it. If I switch it off, I think uh, we will not be able to join. Yeah, so only my Apple devices will be able to join. So I need to enable this. Okay, so this is for the Wi-Fi. Okay, so for the Wi-Fi chip, this is what it's going to connect to. And we need to go to, we will need to put in some details in this Adafruit IO. So you just click on this link and create an account. Okay, create an account, and you will see this view. This is where it will actually collect the data. Okay, so it will collect the data into feeds. Okay, there are a few things. Profile is your own profile, your name, all these. Feeds, this is where all the data is collected. Dashboards is where we can view the data or maybe control the Stuino in the next lesson. Okay, so dashboard will be where we will display the data. Feed is where it collects all the data. Okay, and triggers, you can actually set alarm as a trigger, or maybe you can set triggers like if the number that is in the feed is above a certain number, like temperature maybe 100 degrees Celsius, then it will trigger, and then it will send an email to you. Okay, so this triggers is to trigger an action. And then services, this is another interesting one you can use to connect to the IFTTT app. Okay, which if you've got time we will go through that. Okay, so feeds. Okay, we are going to start with feeds. No, we will go and click on this Adafruit IO key first. So you must create your own account. You can pause this video, create an account, and then come back to this video. Okay, so Adafruit IO key. Okay, this is where we will be able to get our username and IO key. This is actually your secret key. So I'm just going to copy this Adafruit username and password. Actually, it's a username and password. I'm going to copy this. Okay, and you can see it's the same. Define IO username, define IO key is the same as this. Define IO username, define IO key. Just copy this for Arduino, and then you just go over here. You select these two rows, okay, and you paste it over. Okay, done. This portion is done. This login is done. Then we will need to create our feed for this exercise. So we'll create a new feed. This I'm going to call it TMP. Okay, you can give it something more meaningful. TMP, because I'm using the temperature sensor. So TMP, we will click into the TMP. Okay, so whatever data is collected, it will be put here. Okay, and it may plot a chart for it. So we are going to use this. And then if you look at feed info, they'll tell you that a feed key is actually the same name that you put in TMP, so you just use TMP. So we are going to just in here the feed key, we're going to say TMP. Next, custom variable declarations here, setup code. Okay, some of these comments are the what is important. Okay, so custom variable declaration and setup code and loop code. So we will need these three. Okay, so where are these three found? Okay, what is these three for? When you look at your circuit, okay, this integer temperature equals 0 is actually your this is actually the this is the declaration, custom variable declaration. This is your setup code, and this portion here is your loop code. So these three segments, okay, three segments are we will go back to here. So they will say that if you have it, you just need to paste over it. Okay, you just replace this portion here with the asterisk and the slash. Okay, just paste it over to override the comments. Okay, so here there's extra text here, so we want to bring your attention to here. Insert your loop code here and change data. This is actually referring to this data here to be the data you wish to send. For example, the new line should look like transmit data string, your variable here, where your variable here is the name of your own variable. Okay, so this is how we need to paste in, and then later we put in this to send the variable. So I'm going to start to do it. So insert your custom variable declaration. Okay, we will copy this. Okay, you can just copy it and paste it here. Okay, so that's to do the variable declaration. Then we will have the setup code, which is this. Okay, copy, and you can paste it in here. Okay, and next is the loop code. We will just copy this. Okay, the delay 10, we are not going to use that. Okay, because this for the, again, it's already said before, it's for the simulator, so we are not going to put that in. So paste this in. Okay, so it will calculate the temperature, and then after that we will just need to transmit string data. This data we are going to change it to our variable TMP. Okay, done. Okay, so this is how we can actually send it to the cloud. Okay, so I'm going to now show you how this works. So I'm going to just upload this. Okay, make sure you plug it in. Okay, make sure you plug it in, and your deep switch is all on, your Wi-Fi chip is plugged in. I'm going to just verify first. Okay, done compiling, there is no error. Then I'm going to upload this. So I'm going to press this, upload. Okay, so while it's uploading, you should go to your serial monitor. Okay, and you will be able to see whether it can connect to the Wi-Fi. So now it's telling you that it's trying to connect to my Wi-Fi, and failed to connect to Wi-Fi. Video record, let me just check it again. Video record, allow others to join. Jonathan iPhone, I'm going to just push it in again. Okay, it has successfully connected actually. Okay, we shall wait a while. Okay, Wi-Fi connected, setting up MQTT. Okay, successfully published data. That means the data has been published to my IO feed. So if I look here, you can see that the first data in is 21. Okay, so it's reporting the temperature as 21. Okay, and now it shoots up to 22. Okay, it's all displayed here. So this is how you can actually push in the data to your to the cloud, and then this is where you can actually store the data. Now next we are going to go to the dashboard. Okay, this is where it will display the data. This is one option for you to actually display data. Let me just go to view all. Okay, create a new dashboard. Okay, and we'll say this, call this TMP create. Okay, create a new dashboard. Okay, and we are going to create a new block. Now you can use stream if you want to display the text from that. It's like a serial monitor. Okay, I'm going to use gauge. Okay, and the data will be from TMP, which is the feed, TMP feed. Okay, you can create a new feed here also, but we have already created it to keep the temperature value. So next step, okay, we can specify the minimum maximum value for this, and I'm going to call this temperature, or maybe you can say ambient temperature. And then we can go to okay, you can set warning. Okay, maybe you can set a low warning if it's a certain degree. It is you may get hypothermia, okay, or heat stroke. Okay, high warning value. So here we can show icon, and we can actually change the icon. So I'm going to change the icon to I believe there is a temperature icon. So LMMOPQRS, the thermometer. So thermometer, you can choose. I'm going to choose thermometer, just this thermometer. So I have this, and the units. Okay, there is also a unit that we can change. Value, gauge label value. Maybe we can change it to something else. Maybe we'll change it to degree Celsius. Okay, degree Celsius. So this is how it's going to look. Okay, and we are going to create a block here. Okay, so this is the view. Okay, and there is also this dashboard, whether you want to make it private or public. I'm going to make this public. Okay, make this public first, and later we can actually copy this URL for the dashboard. I'm going to copy the kiosk mode. Okay, done. So this portion is done. We can go over to Tankable. Okay, I'm just going to go to x.tankable.com. Going to create a new app. Okay, this is just to IO web view. Okay, I'm just going to call this IO web view. Okay, and I'm going to live test this. Okay, so now it's showing the IO web view. What we need to do to display the dashboard is that we put in a web viewer, and then we paste in the URL that we got. Okay, and yep, live test is complete. So we are actually able to view our dashboards on our phone now on the Tankable. Okay, so this is one way of displaying your data. So if I hold my temperature sensor now, let's see whether it will spike. Okay, so monitoring, this is now 22. Okay, probably maybe maybe we need to try and trigger it to update lah. Oh, 25. So because I'm holding the temperature sensor, so it actually goes up from 21 to 25. Okay, and from here we can also see it will live update itself, but this one probably it will need to refresh. So maybe we need to change some factors for refresh of the data. Okay, if there is such an option here. Okay, or else we will need to in the code ask it to refresh. every few seconds. Okay, so next part for this. So now you are able to set up this temperature sensor. You are able to put it in the dashboard. We are going to use another way to put it into app so that we can maybe modify certain things. So we are going to use the API. So what you need to do is I have this Adafruit IO starter. You can actually click on this and duplicate it. Okay, so it will give you this template. So it's a template. You just make a copy, then it will appear like this, and there will be this send data screen and receive data screen. Okay, this time around we are going to use receive data screen because we are receiving from the Arduino. Then we go to blocks, and you will need to fill in your app feed key. Okay, the feed key is the feed key that we have used here. Okay, the feed key is this feed key. So we just need to go over here and change. So I'm going to put it as TMP, and I'm going to change the AIO key. Okay, AIO key, and also the username. So username, so make sure that these three things are correct. Okay, so 1 2 3, which is the last three: IO username, IO key, and feed key. Okay, once all this is in, you simply just need to live test it. So I'm going to live test this. Okay, it's going to switch. Okay, and I'm going to click on the receive data, and yep, it's actually receiving the data. Now it's 21, and if I hold on to it, okay, it will update. Okay, 25. So now it's 25. So this is how you can actually receive data via the API and into the Tinkerbell. So you can go to the blocks, and then from here you take a look at this. So this is a receive data screen. So this is how it looks like. And so as we have done, web API, set URL, call get. Okay, we get the data. So this is a template. You can actually modify this to suit your need. Then you can actually create your own app for your Arduino. So that's it for today's publishing of data.